There's no meaningful wrongful death legislation in this province. We've imported old British law, and nothing has been done about it. Nothing's been done about bringing it into the modern era. Children and seniors and people who are under significant disabilities have no value. The stories have to do with loss as a consequence of wrongful action, negligence, recklessness, and as a consequence of that, they've been unable to pursue any justice in the civil justice system.
My name is Beatrice Pereira, one of the representatives of the families that you see gathered here today. We come together in an effort to bring about change, positive change in BC, to balance the scales of justice so that each life is treated equally in the eyes of the law. My mother's life was stolen from her, and I say stolen because she was a perfectly healthy human being. After a routine laser cataract surgery, developed an infection. It led to a shocking death just 28 days later. Though our stories may vary from family to family, it is important that you recognize that we all feel that we are unjustly treated. How can a person with a routine eye infection end up in a coma? The medical staff finally determined that it was the lidocaine that was administered to her, which is a freezing solution that managed to reach her brain. So where's the accountability? Where's the incentive to keep these people alive? How will our medical system improve if doctors are not held accountable for their actions? We need to ensure that every life has value. I want all of you to know that there is no monetary gain for any of these families. Our only motivation is and continues to be in the name of justice. We need to have a new Wrongful Death Act implemented today. An act which will ensure that every life has value, regardless of a person's age, employment status, or disability. To the BC government, to Premier Christy Clark specifically, I ask you to put your campaign slogan to work and put our families first. United, we can make huge, positive changes. Thank you.
My name is Catherine Adamson. I'm the mother of Heidi Dawn Klompus. I would like to direct my comments to Premier Christy Clark. Are you listening? I hope so. My daughter was struck down by a drunk driver. They missed a massive infection with an internal artery, and she ended up bleeding out and being rendered brain dead. There was a coroner's investigation into her death, and then there was a BC Children's Commission investigation into her death. Both of these government-ordered investigations concluded that she died from medical error. When we consulted our lawyer, we were absolutely appalled to discover that because she was a 17-year-old girl, she was worthless in the eyes of our law. The Family Compensation Act essentially protects the wrongdoers who cause death of children, seniors, and people living with disabilities. Most people do not discover this law until they are going through the worst tragedy of their life. That's why we're here today, to raise awareness. Our lawyers with the BC Trial Lawyers Association have drafted a meticulously worded Wrongful Death Accountability Act. This is something that needs to replace the Family Compensation Act, and it needs to be done now. I hate the thought of more families going through what we went through and suffering in addition to their personal tragedy of loss.
I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We need a Wrongful Death Accountability Act in British Columbia so that these families do not go without representation, so that the voices of these families can be heard.